Oh my God. This might be a big fat green bean bag, guys. There you go. There you go. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dan, rocking right back at you here for another episode of 302 Fishing. All I got to say here in Delaware is winter fishing sucks, guys. I've literally been fishing for 4 days, today being the 4th day. And out of all those days, guys, I've only got one fish. That's all I've caught, one bass. And I'm still trying to put more on the end of the line here. I'm trying to devise an episode. I do not want to get into pan fishing all the time. I want to make sure we put those green little buddies on the end of the line right here. So that's what we're going to attempt to do. We had some couple warm days right here. Believe it or not, here in Delaware, it was 61 degrees on Christmas Day. That was yesterday. Today, almost close, 55 degrees it's going to be today. So I'm hoping some of these bass are moving around. We are going to be using some baits that should be very effective on these fish right here, but we'll get into that as we dive into the video. But I want to at least give that one fish its credit right here, and you'll see that in the next clip just after I'm done this intro right here, and see how I caught it. It was pretty unique, and I don't normally fish that way, but I was so happy just to get that one fish on the end of the line. So let's get into this video, guys, and I'll tell you what the baits are in a couple seconds. I think we got a fish on, guys. There we go. Fish on, man. On the yo-yo. On the yo-yo, guys. Yes. All right. After 3 days of fishing, guys, we finally get a bass on. All right, all right, all right. We got our Christmas bass, guys. It's about a pound. Look how fat he is. Oh, my God. As soon as that thing dropped, that fish was on it. But I can feel the fish, man. It is incredibly cold. But thank you for helping me out on this Christmas Day. Very nice, chunked up. Let's get him in the water. He is feisty as anything. Look at him, guys. Look at him. He's gone. He does not want to be held at all. We're deep into December. Water's getting much colder. They are not willing to react, the bass that is, to moving baits. So what do you use next in order to try to entice those fish on the end of the line? They're out here, they're lethargic, and they're just barely moving in the water. But you got to use something that'll kind of pique their attention, but it's not too fast. You're literally going to be creeping across the bottom with one of the two baits that we're going to be using today. And I have to show the patience, because a lot of people don't do that. They always think you're just going to go out there and crank, 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 and think they're going to get fish on the end of the line. Pretty much that's all luck. But if you've got the skill, and you got the time, and you're deliberate, and you're slow, and you're patient, I promise you, you're going to get something decent using this first bait we're going to pop up in front of you here. So what is it going to be? We are going to come out here, guys, with the Ned rig. I've got a couple selections here that we're going to be using right now. We've got the Z-Man Elastec. That's basically almost a 3-inch worm that's going to go on top of a jig head. These right here are affectionately known as the turd. That's what most people call them. I got a couple colors. We got Coppertreuse, and we got green pumpkin, and I think I have PBJ in the car. We're also going to be using the RATTLIN Ned here. I think we have midnight black as the color, and I think I as well have green pumpkin on that color too as well. It's got a little rattle on the end of it. So we're going to go ahead and put that on a 1/10 of an ounce. Almost the lightest jig head that you could possibly get to put these plastics on the end of there, because what we want to do is, a lot of these ponds have some algae that's all over the bottom right here, and you don't want too heavy of a jig head so it buries in there. We want to keep the crap off of our jig. So with that lighter jig head, it sits on top, and you can just bounce it and crawl it across the bottom of the water, and hopefully they see this thing come across their face and they eye it up and snatch this bait up. If we don't catch anything on this, we'll go ahead and describe what the next bait will be once we get to that point. So let me get this on the end of the jig head. Let's start casting around. Let's get lucky, guys. Hopefully we can get a big fat green bean bag, as I mentioned in the intro. First cast is out. Let's start to get the work here. And we're going to spend a couple minutes on this end right here just to see if we get a bite or two. If we don't, we'll make our way down over to that backside, because that's where the deeper end is at. But just curious to see if there's fish over here in the shallow areas. It's worth a chance. The idea here, guys, is barely just twitch the line right here or drag it, pause 3 to 5 seconds, and just let it sit there. You'll see the line either twitching, you'll feel it like a little pop on the end of the rod tip there, or you're gonna see the line go left or right. Sometimes you don't even feel that bite whatsoever. As usual, you know I got my favorite spinning combination out here. We've got our 6'6" ugly stick here by Shakespeare. This is medium heavy. Unfortunately, I do not have a medium light, which would be the most recommended rod that you want to use right here, because you want to feel those subtle touches on the end of the line. But I do have a very sensitive tip that's on the end of this rod, so I should be okay with that. I've got my Abu Garcia Silver Max 5-1-1, and I've downsized my line. Normally I keep my 10-pound test on here. I am down to 6 pounds right now, because I want that diameter of that line to be as thin as possible so they don't see that line on that jig. I want them to have that focus straight up on the bait itself. You don't have to overpower the fish in order to get it on the end of the line, guys. Just enough of a pop just to get it into their mouth. Those hooks are pretty sharp. Those jig heads by Z-Man. That is the SHROOMZ jig head there. But that is all the movement I'm putting on this right now. And for the sake of time, I'm not going to jig this thing all the way in, because as I mentioned to you, it's shallow right in here. I'm literally seeing no life here. My target is in the middle right here. You know they're out there somewhere. They're trying to stay warm and stay down into that thermocline, which is the warmest part of the pond. As winter approaches, the warm part goes down, as opposed to the summer where it rises up. So they stay down there where all this decomposing material is at. That's creating the warmth to keep those fish good up until the spawn. You can see that I'm side arming. Normally you can just cast overhead, but if you notice, there is a breeze that's going on right now. Now, one thing I don't want to do is when I'm casting it high, letting it loft out or causing a backlash in my rod right here. So that's kind of why you see me whipping it. So I keep it below and keep it straight as possible so it cuts through that wind. It looks like we're gonna have to be working off this side right here, because as you notice, the wind's blowing left to right. I want to keep that wind behind me so there's not much of a loop. As you can see, hopefully you can see that. See how the loop is on my line right there? You want to be able to feel them fish, and that's not going to be a good thing to have. All right, let's go ahead and pull up our retrieve here. I'll go ahead and walk down the shoreline right over here. We'll go back in that back corner over there. Again, it's all about maximizing our time today, because we're down to our last day before I go back to work. I don't want to be fruitless in my efforts here with these 4 days we had off for the Christmas holiday. But let's get that up on the islet here and let's take a walk. Another thing we didn't have when we were out here, guys, we didn't have boots on. So today we're equipped. We got boots on, but we're gonna make our way around here, because it gets slippery and mushy over here, and I think I have to walk up over here because it doesn't look too swift right here. So let me get out of this area and get up into the drier area. A little bit more traction, obviously. I think we're down here where we need to be. Let's see if we're correct in our thinking here. You can feel a lot of junk on the bottom there. I'm going to go ahead and change to a little bit more natural presentation. We're going to go ahead, rather than having the RATTLIN Ned Black Magic, I think it is, we're going to go to Coppertreuse. It's kind of got green pumpkin with a little bit of chartreuse on it. And the good thing about that worm there is a little bit more buoyant than the RATTLIN Ned here. We'll put it in the water right here. You can see it kind of hangs off to the left, but when you put the other one on, it'll stand straight up. But it still has the same effect. You can still see that it's pointed up there in somewhat decent fashion here in order for the fish to see it. But I'm hoping that that change of color might help them out. Fish on, guys. I saw the line straightening out, man. Oh, it's a nice one too, guys. It's a nice one. Right almost on the shoreline where I got him at. Oh my God. This might be a big fat green beanbag, guys. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's what I've been waiting for a while, guys. Bam. That might be even a 4-pounder, guys. Holy crap. There it is, guys. A change of color. Yes. There you go, guys. Right off the Ned rig, man. Got it right in a proper spot, right on the top of the roof of the mouth. Pretty, pretty fish, guys. Yes. Let's get a weight on that mama. That is a very, very nice winter bass, guys. You can catch the giants, guys. Almost New Year's. How pretty is that? All right, let's see how much she weighs. All right, you can see the scales all zeroed out. That fish is not even moving, man. That's how lethargic they are. See, you don't even see the fins moving at all. He pretty much submitted as soon as I caught him, or her. But how much do we get here, guys? Well, she doesn't want to read out for me, right? Not too bad, guys. Almost a 4-pounder. 3 pounds, 8 ounces. After 4 days of fighting, we land an absolute stud of a fish right here, man. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Gotta love it, guys. Go ahead and give a nice little release here. Hopefully we can get the proper one going on. But this fish should be okay and ready to go. And there she goes. Boom. Hour and a half. And that's what you get. We're gonna jump off this pond right here and we're gonna go right down the road, probably 15-20 minutes. Change up the species. We do have that fire tiger jerk bait that we're going to toss out there, so give me a couple moments to get down to the next body of water. All right, so I wasted a precious 30 minutes here. I cannot remember the name of the pond that my buddy and I went fishing on where he caught all those chain pickerel, so I'm completely lost as to where it's at. But I am at a pond right now called Raccoon Pond. Never been here before. The gentleman that's on the bridge right over here, or I guess, yeah, it's a bridge, he caught a couple chain pickerel on some live bait. So the hope is, if you caught it on a live bait, they should be able to hit on the fire tiger jerk bait here. So we're going to go ahead and pop that out, and again, just ride out the last bit of sunset that's here, and hopefully we can get that one last bite.
Putting that on the internet?
Yes.
You name this pond and you're putting that on the internet?
It's a public pond.
It doesn't matter.
It's still public, man.
I don't care if it's public or not.
It's my channel, don't worry about it. Thank you. All right, guys, so I got approached by a Karen. He is disturbed that I said what the name of the pond was here, because again, it is public pond, so I'm not too worried about it. What's that? Look, it's on Denrick's list. It's a public pond, man. I'm not worried about where your feelings are, man.
No, this ain't nothing special, right?
That's all I'm saying.
What I'm trying to explain to you is if you let me speak.
Go ahead.
I've watched miles and miles of videos shut down. I've watched things get posted one after another.
Okay.
I have a lot of friends that had to post their property because of the impact. You can catch fish. I have friends that are fucking YouTubers that make a living on it.
Okay, so?
But they don't name spots.
It's a public pond on a public... Go ahead, find somewhere to go, man. Find somewhere. I don't list every pond. This is a public pond. People come here. That's all that matters.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Good thing it's not a...
Have a good day. You're not even from the state. Okay, guys, I fished all the way till dusk here, and one fish. That's all we caught today, but we made that fish count, man. A big fat green beanbag, 3 pounds, 9 ounces of loveliness on the end of the line. And the bait that actually produced the fish was the Ned rig, guys. Ned rigs and jigs will put those winter fish on the end of the line, but as I tell you, it's that difficult. I caught one today, I caught one yesterday. That's just pretty much how it is. If you catch 2, guys, you're a saint. You're a hero, you're a king, but you gotta put the time in. I put a whole bunch of time in to get that fish on the end of the line. If you did like that video, guys, give us a big fat thumbs up. I do want to kind of address that Kevin issue that I had here on this pond right here that's listed with Denrek. 18,000 people fish on this pond here, and it's no different than Silver Lake all the way up in Kent County where I live at, guys. It's just everybody just knows where it's at, and they just jump and throw their lines there. All you got to do is look right up here, guys. Look at all those lines that are up there. It's not like it's a private lake or a private pond or something else. I don't put names out there normally. Again, as the context of the video said, I was lost, and I just said exactly where I was at, you know, inadvertently. So what? I named the pond. Okay, I get it. People want ponds blown or anything else like that. That's fine. But the one thing that really pissed me off about this guy is he wasn't even from this state. He was from Maryland, not even from Delaware. So who are you to tell me what I can say or do? So I get it, internet world, that's fine. You know, we've got people out there who just can't be happy in life. But it is what it is. Raccoon Pond, guys, I'm gonna say it out loud. It's on Google Maps, it's on Denrek's site. I said it. But I'm just being facetious about the whole thing, guys. But as I said, I can count this many fingers as to how many ponds I named in 3 years of having a channel here on YouTube, guys. So we get it, guys, that's fine. But I'm gonna digress, and we're gonna keep trugging on to the next video here. Guys, again, as I said, if you do like this video, give me that big fat thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, that way you're informed of all of our future episodes. Drop a comment below. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna calm my nerves, get some food to eat, and as always, guys, fish on.